These will be going into the heat treat tomorrow. In they go. Let's start them up. Set the heat treatment for this 8670. So we're going to go develop key. We're going to go program 9. So we'll enter that. Segments, 1 heat treatment, enter. Then we're going to ramp up as fast as we can, enter. We're going to go up to 870 Celsius, hold that. We're going to hold it for 15 minutes, enter. Alarm, which I believe you press 9999, enter. Complete. So then we press run stop, enter, and then we should hear it click. There we go. And that's pretty much how we set up for this heat treatment today. So we're already a minute into our soak time. Well, 2 minutes now. So we've got our 50 parts quenching oil just warming. Got little candles on there just to keep the chill off. Pretty much the same principles when you put your foot in the bath. You don't want to scald yourself, you want it nice and warm so it doesn't shock. So then after we quench, after we take the knives out and quench them, then we're going to take them over to the tempering oven. Now the tempering oven is a belling oven. It's got 4 rings on the top, with just a metal plate up there with a load of rubbish on it. Well, it's not rubbish, it's bits I use. And inside I adapted a thermocouple, drilled a hole, put a thermocouple in there, and then we've also got a backup thermocouple there, and that is controlled via this PID system which my mate Tom Croft and Kim Gibbons helped me put together. So massive thanks to those guys. So this is a real critical time of the knife build, is heat treatment. So I've got my little fire extinguisher just in case something does go wrong. 2 test pieces I've done, so we know we've got the correct heat treat. Me digital thermocouple, so I can, there we go, 14. We're what, half a point off that, so that's not too bad. So yeah, so at this stage, this is the critical part of knife build, the heat treatment. If you get any of this part wrong on your, there's a couple of little tests we do after heat treatment once the edge is performed, but I'll go through that through this video. So yeah, so this is a real critical time that we need to be sort of spot on and looking for the Rockwell points that we're designed for this application, for what the knife is going to be made to do for. So that's it, guys. That's the heat treatment process. I'll take you through when we start quenching, which is in, I think that flashed 11 minutes. So yeah, so we've got about 11 minutes left. I'll turn the lights off because I need to see the colour of the steel as we quench in the Parks 50 quenching oil. So yeah, be back in a bit. We're just up to temperature now. We've probably got about, there we go, a few seconds. So I've just got to wait for that to get back up to temperature before I put the larger knife in. That's it. Okay, so we override that. Nice colour I'm looking for. Just about fits in the tank, in the quench tank. Woo! that's a big old. I think I need to get a bigger quench tank if I'm doing any more of these. So the oil temperature has gone up to around about 34 Celsius, so which ain't too bad really. We're all looking nice and straight to the eye at the moment. So I'll just leave that in there now for a bit. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to remove any excess of that decarbonisation compound I put on, and then we'll take it to the Rockwell tester. So I want to get the edge, this edge here, cleaned up, and then I can test along this edge. Yes, just what I aim for. Let's take it round. So that's the result of the quench hardening. Myself on the bloody door then. 62 HRC. What I was aiming for. Working well. Okay, so we've cleaned the knives up, took them to the Rockwell tester. We've got the 62 which we was after. Now I've just checked them on this piece of glass. This one isn't moving at all, so we know this one is good to go. So that one's going to go in as he is. I tested the big one on the piece of glass and we had a slight bow, so I prepared for that. And the way I prepared for it was I made up this jig. It's just two pieces of angle iron with 3 bolts tapped into it. I think they're 8mm bolts. So when I put a parallel level across here and then I can see where it needs adjusting, then all I do is turn this bolt and then that'll move the blade into alignment. So I've just checked him. We've got tip and tail touching with very little movement on there, so it weren't a massive amount, let's hold that straight. It wasn't a massive amount, however it's a chopper, I could have got over it when I ground it out. But that's going to go now in the tempering oven like that, so the tempering will take the warp out. That's the aim. And there they are, going in for their tempering cycle of 2 hours. On average we was one point low on the quench cycle, so I've just adjusted the tempering degrees by 25. It's not a massive amount, only 1 point, so I'm not too worried at this moment. So everything has been going good. So we've got 2 hours now, and then we go to the next stage. So we've just taken them out of the tempering oven. We just put them between these plates. No movement there. No movement there. So that's good. Warp rectified. I'm happy with that. So now we've got to take these to the Rockwell tester. That's looking good. Just wait for it to settle. I'll give it a slight tap, make sure it's finally settled. Very good. Let's just show you there. So there you go, we're on a 59. I'm well happy with that. Wow, that was a good result from the Rockwell tester. We got a Rockwell of 59.8 on the small companion knife, and we got a 59.3 on the Kukri knife. So I'm well pleased with the way the heat treat come out. I'm also pleased that we managed to get the bow out with the little straightening jig I made, so that's a bonus. So that's all good now on the heat treatment section. So yeah, I'm well happy. On to the next stage now.